revelation that the more you know, that means the more number you can count, the smarter you are, the more intelligent you are. The more knowledge you accumulate, the more intelligent you are. Okay, intelligent quotient is about the more knowledge. But the more you know, this external knowledge, the more headache you will get, the more worry you'll be, the more stress you will have, and you will, one day you get too much knowledge and too many numbers, you have mental breakdown. It's everything. It is not under my control. I have too many numbers, I cannot have control. The world will collapse. Oh no, I am the God of the world and now I cannot control the world, so collapse. Mental breakdown. I've seen a lot of intelligent men, PhDs, and suddenly, within a week, and suddenly, boom, just like a child, no longer operating like a normal person, just here, knowing a lot but doesn't know himself. So we need to grow internally and eternally in here. So let's go inside and glorify, venerate Jesus. Let's count prepositions. Today, bring to me the soul, especially venerate and glorify my mercy, and immerse them in my mercy. The word immerse is a preposition in, okay? Okay, and then them in my mercy. These all sorrow most over, another preposition, over, enter, the entered, okay? Most deeply into my spirit, always in you. How many in you have there? Immersion, in my mercy, and over, and then into my spirit. How many words about in? Quite already you have a lot of preparation about in here. You cannot get to know God unless you get inside God. Right? Now, let's return to the internal and eternal truth about ourselves. Okay. How are we going to venerate the divine mercy? How do you know what is the divine mercy? Can you see the divine mercy with your physical eye? Can you hear the divine mercy with your physical ear? Can you taste and touch the divine mercy? Or is the divine mercy something internal? Why is it we have to be immersed in this ocean, like as if this is a kind of a baptism? We have 7 kind of baptism, don't we? Baptism by water, baptism by desire, baptism by fire, all immersion, right? Baptism by blood, baptism by what else?
Desire.
Okay, water,
Spirit.
desire, fire, okay, blood, spirit. What else do you have? Seven of them. Have you ever been baptized by smoke or by cloud? Do you? I ask the question: why does the priest incense offertory, the offertory, and then the deacon incense the priest, and then they come out, they incense the whole congregation? It is a kind of baptism, a cleansing. When Solomon built the temple, he completed it. So the cloud, God, holy presence, came down into the sanctuary and just covered it with cloud, just cleansing. The whole thing, you build it, but it's still human hand touching, so he came down like a cloud, okay? And that's a baptism. And so to imitate it, we have smoke, incense. We don't, when you let cow, you take steam bath. That is a kind of a shower, isn't it? Immersion in the steam, right? That's cleansing as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is a kind of a baptism. And this is not just, this is not so strange because the Navajo Native American, I did a retreat with them in some mountaintop in California, Big Bear, and that's how they wash, they cleanse themselves of sins. They use a feather, a turkey feather or something, and then put a smoke and put this every time, whatever they do, they just put the smoke in their face. This is how we wash ourselves, with the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one. It's in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one, to baptize with the oil.
Yes.
Confirmation, huh? Immerse in the oil. The oil of salvation. Right? That's those 7. Now suddenly Jesus give us another one. Ocean of mercy. Baptize yourself, immerse yourself in this ocean of mercy. Well, if you get inside the ocean, now if you go to Florida, California is cold right now. Florida, you go to Australia, Queensland, I like Florida better. It's warm. Or you go to Hawaii, you could go to Fiji. Imagine those things, those places. And you get into the salty water, Indonesia, and you out there and suddenly your skin peel up. It's kind of really, making you really anew, refreshing you. You haven't done that before. I did that a lot. Just peel up your skin and you feel really fresh, like peeling the skin. In this ocean of salty ocean, but this is not the ocean of salt, but the ocean of mercy. We have to immerse ourselves inside it. That means you have to get inside here. Now, let's take a look. The last word of this, this order, this command from Jesus, what is the last word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shall particularly defend each of them at the hour of death. The last word is death. Okay. So, I've been giving instruction on the practical or realistic meaning of death. Okay, there are many ways to define death, but one of the way to define death is this: when your blood stops flowing, you're dead. You let your blood out. Huh? This is not a good place to get it out. Not a good place. If you get it somewhere here or somewhere. And you let it out and it doesn't flow anymore, you're dead. Huh? All right. So, the life force of the body is the blood. The center of the body is the physical heart. So you have this body, and you have the center, which is the heart. And the life is the blood flowing through. Okay? It gives you life. When it stops flowing or ceases to flow, you're dead. And then you have the other part, the internal part, which we are not aware of. It requires a lot of awareness and meditation and observation of yourself. It is not from inside out, but outside in. To see that you have that soul and the center of the soul, because this internal and eternal truth, this reality is so important. So I keep repeating myself. But you have to get inside to get to know yourself. So you have your soul, okay? We're a composite being, okay? We're part animal and part spiritual. We have the soul and the body and soul, all right? So the body or the animal part is not supposed to be overpowering the rational part. We're a rational animal, okay? I repeat myself again because this is important truth. But many a time, or most of the time, we allow ourselves, we enslave ourselves under the power of the body, the flesh. Okay? Now, the flesh dies. It is corrupting, it's dying. Okay? Now, how does the soul die? When the blood stops flowing, the body dies. Okay? Now, how does the soul die? So you have the center of the soul, which is the ego, The eye. The eye is the center of your soul. You do have the eye. You do have your soul. It's yours, not mine. It's yours. You keep your soul. Okay? Now the blood that flows through the soul is your will. Okay, like the blood, wherever the blood flows freely in your body, you're healthy. Okay? If you have a blood clot, you're in trouble. In the heart and the brain, you're in trouble. Huh? So now, also in your soul, your will is always free. Okay? Now, the blood of the soul is your will. If the will ceases, okay, and it cannot move anymore, you're dead. That's what happened in hell. You no longer have freedom of will in hell. No more freedom of will in hell. Now we still have freedom, like, of will. That's why, eternal damnation means it's once and for all. No return. So, that is the death of the soul when the will stops. Sin robs us of the freedom of the will, cuts us off of this flow of mercy, of the grace of God. We cut ourselves off, committing suicide, spiritual suicide. We hurt ourselves when we will against ourselves. We do harm to ourselves. That's called sin. When we submit under the bondage of sin, okay, of the flesh, and then we hurt others, we create hell for others' sins, three consequences of sins, okay. Now, so, the Lord came, he broke into our human world, into our nature. He took over. And I preached on this before. He went into the den, or the lair of the devil. He robbed the devil of his children. This morning, St. John said that those who sin belong to the devil. You remember this morning, the reading? Because the devil sinned. And those who live in sins are the children of the devil. And our Lord came inside his den, his lair. He robbed, he captured the children of the devil. He converted the children of the devil into the children of God. And in today's evening reading, God sent his only Son, sent his Son into the world in the likeness of sinful flesh. He marched in. Okay? He ran. He just break open the gate of hell. And now, because in sins we have no more freedom of will, so he gives us his own will. He does that by mercy. Look at this. When we grow into this, we grow into the heart of God, okay, into the divine mercy. We immerse ourselves in the ocean of mercy. We feel his sorrow. He's dying so we can live. He stops his will, really. He gives up his will. He did the will of God, okay? Not my will, but thy will be done, remember? Father, could you, take this bitter cup away from me? Not my will. He killed his will. He did the will of the Father. The Father said, okay, go into hell. So give your will, your free will to these, the human beings. And once we get into the heart of God, we can really not just sympathize with him or have compassion on him, we can empathize inside out. Okay? We are not sharing with him, together with him, with compassion, like we have the passion or the pain, the suffering with him, or the sympathy also together, sin is together, party from passion also, together with him. No, there's more than that. He feels inside out our pain, our suffering, our death. He took on our death. And since we die, we can sympathize or we empathize with him. And we are in that sorrow. These souls sorrow most over my passion and enter most deeply into my spirit. Okay? He gives us that. Now let us apply to our real